Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Jamuna Tira Banasari Jamuna Tira Banasari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Gaura Premanande. Jai Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Vrajga Chauja Stotra Satta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skan BBC Founder Acharyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Grantaraj Mad Bhagavatam Ki Janita Gaura Pimanande. All glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to Sri Guru and to Sri Gaur, all glorious to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanditam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusthiti Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Narayanam namaskritya Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayasabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed or practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Charitam Chakaro Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, the Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Mukam karoti vasalam pagom rangayate girim yatkripat mahambande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Yatkripat mahambande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class, continuing from Canto 1, Chapter 5, entitled Narada's Instructions on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Text number 29. Tasyaivam me anuraktasya prasritasya hataina saha sradadhanasya balasyam dantasya nucharasya cha tasaivam me nuraktasya prasritasya hataina saha Sradadhanasya balasya dantasya nucharasya cha tasyaivam me nuraktasya prasritasya hatai nasaha Sradadhanasya balasya dantasya nucharasya cha tasyaivam me nuraktasya prasritasya hatai nasaha
Prashritasya hatainasah.
Sraddadhanasya balasya
Shraddhadanasya balasya.
Dantasya nucharasya cha.
Dantasya nucharasya cha. Tasyaivam me nuraktasya.
Tasaivam me niraktasya
Prashritasya hatainasah.
Prasritasya hatainasa
Shraddhadanasya balasya.
Sraddadhanasya balasya
Dantasya nucharasya cha.
Dantasya nucharasya cha.
Tasyaivam me nuraktasya
Tasaivam me niraktasya
pasritasya hatainasah
Prasritasya hatainasa
Saddadhanasya balasya
Sraddadhanasya balasya
Dantanasu charasya
Dantasya nucharasya cha. Tasya
Tasya
his
is
evam
evam
thus
thus
may
is
mine
mine
anuraktasya
anuraktasya
attached to them
attached to them
prasritasya inasaha
inasaha
sins
sins.
sraddadhanasya
Shraddhadanasya
of the faithful
of the faithful.
balasya
Balasya
of the boy
of the boy.
dantasya
Dantasya
subjugated
subjugated.
anucharasya
Anucharasya
strictly following the instructions
strictly following the instructions.
cha
cha
and
and
translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai Prabhu.
I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind. Can you repeat after me? I was very much attached
I was very much attached
to those sages.
to those sages.
I was gentle,
I was gentle in behavior
and all my sins
and all my sins
were eradicated
were eradicated
in their service.
in their service.
In my heart,
In my heart,
I had a strong faith in them.
I had strong
Subjugated the senses,
I had subjugated the senses,
and I was strictly following them
and I was strictly following them
with body and mind.
with body and mind.
Purport. These are the necessary qualifications for a prospective candidate who can expect to be elevated to the position of a pure, unadulterated devotee. Such a candidate must always seek the association of pure devotees. One should not be misled by a pseudo devotee. He himself must be plain and gentle to receive the instructions of such a pure devotee. A pure devotee is a completely surrendered soul unto the personality of Godhead. He knows the personality of Godhead as the supreme proprietor and all others as his servitors. And by the association of pure devotees only, one can get rid of all sins accumulated by mundane association. A neophyte devotee must faithfully serve the pure devotee, and he should be very much obedient and strictly follow the instructions. These are the signs of a devotee who is determined to achieve success even in the existing duration of life. Translation again, I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind. As Prabhupada explains, and as the verse explains also, these are the uh, prerequisites. This is what is needed. This is what we uh, want to see in children, especially Gurukul children, Gurukul boys, are meant to display these types of qualities. Gentle in behavior. Actually, the whole Vedic culture, Prabhupada would say, is meant to make people become gentlemen. So therefore, character formation, that's the most important aspect. Character formation is not a question of accumulating knowledge or becoming expert in so many different things, but having the proper mental disposition. And one of the important aspects is, as mentioned here, this young boy, Narada Muni, as a young 5-year-old boy, he became very attached to these sadhus. He became attached to these sadhus because they were pure at heart, they were very strict, and they were very, by nature, Vaishnavas, they were Vaishnavas. They are compassionate. Compassionate means they are caring. They desire what is best for others. That is actually the foremost quality of a Vaishnava. Titikshava karunika Sridham sarvadehinam. A Vaishnava is that he is very tolerant. He knows that this is Kali Yuga, especially, and so many things are not the way they should be, so therefore one has to be tolerant. Titikshava, karunika, one has to develop this genuine feeling of compassion and the desire to give opportunity for people to come out to put an end to their miserable condition of life. How do we put an end to our miserable condition of life? By developing Krishna consciousness, by developing the natural qualities that we all possess, that are actually there within the heart of all living entities. And Sridham, Sarva Bhutanam, the well-wisher, the friend and well-wisher. So in the Gurukul, for example, there needs to be very close friendship because ultimately everyone is looking for friendship. Uh, it should be natural. It should be very deep. Those who go to Gurukul, they will maintain this love and respect for the teachers throughout their whole life, isn't it? So that's why uh, in in the Gurukula system, uh, when the teacher and the students are living together, that is possible when there is boarding school. Prabhupada used to say Gurukul means boarding school as opposed to day school. Modern education is day school. You see your professor maybe not every day in college, twice a week, and only for that 1 hour and a half or 2 hours, then you never see him. So there's no uh, relationship established. So relationship, our ultimate goal is to reestablish our eternal relationship with Krishna. And that becomes possible by how we learn to establish relationship with devotees and with other living entities. So relationship, that is the beginning. Sambandha Gyan, the knowledge of relationship. It is uh, so basic and so crucial because when that is missing or when that is defective in some way, then we cannot go to the second stage or the third stage. Second stage is abhideya, gyan, proper activity. And then prayojana gyan, the ultimate goal or the ultimate destination. So there's a nice description of how Narada Muni was very obedient, and here it mentions strictly following, strictly following discipline. That's the meaning of discipline. One needs to fully submit oneself to the good instructions that are given by the teacher, by the spiritual master. So that means that Gurukul experience, I was asking a few years ago, I was interviewing, that was in the context of the ISKCON Golden Jubilee, interviewing different devotees. And I interviewed one Gurukul boy. He had already graduated. He was maybe 20, 21. After leaving Gurukul, he did some other training and learning. So he was telling me that actually my best years were in Gurukul, here in Mayapur actually. Uh, not everyone has the same experience. The different situations are there. But if one is fortunate to be in a Gurukul, uh, where there are responsible, that's most important, very responsible, qualified, dedicated teachers, then one will become a very qualified individual, qualified spiritually, qualified materially, and actually, it's not only we speak of Gurukul as the standard uh, educational system in the Vedic culture, but there's also uh, similar, not similar, actually, same principle is there. For example, um, normally Gurukul is for Brahmanas, but very few people are actually going to Gurukul or meant to go to Gurukul. So in the Vedic culture, one would get training sometimes from other members in the society. Uh, just like our one devotee in Indonesia, he comes from a village, the whole village, they are artists. They make Garuda, very nice Garuda uh, statue rather. And so sometimes if somebody has an uncle or some relative in the village who is very expert, then the parents will send that boy there to learn. Uh, so same principle. Uh, if one will learn very nicely, if he is uh, obedient, if he is sober-minded, and the yeah, that means that the outcome, the result of good education is not only learning or developing some skill, but the most important aspect of education is to develop good qualities, human qualities, and especially devotional qualities, isn't it? Uh, and that is only possible when uh, these two elements are there, that there are very qualified. Actually, I sent you that questionnaire. Huh? Did you get? I sent you yesterday. Questionnaire in the context of our project, Varnashram College. Uh, if it's, I didn't send it, huh? I want. I thought I sent it to you yesterday. Uh, so one of the questions was in reference. What do you think is the most important aspect in the in the, in the college or in Gurukul? And so we're starting to get some answers, some replies, responses, and uh, quite a few are mentioning that most important is that the students become um, uh, very good students or very good people, very okay, yeah. That they are, uh, as, as I mentioned a little earlier, quoting Srila Prabhupada, that they become gentlemen, that they are responsible, good behavior, and good devotees, basically. Our, our whole aim and objective is to give opportunity for people to become good devotees. It doesn't matter how much knowledge they have, it doesn't matter what skills they may have. If they have uh, the good disposition, uh, what is what is one of the most important aspects of being a good devotee? What is central and like essential for someone to be a devotee? To serve. One should develop that desire. The essence of bhakti is devotional, devotional service. Developing, so Prabhupada sometimes he would, by observing some activity, he would mention, oh, he has a very good service attitude. Service attitude means we are seeking, looking for, desiring, welcoming service. Uh, and if one, we can immediately we can understand actually, especially in the context of a college or a gurukula, who is eager. One should be eager to serve other Vaishnavas, to serve the mission of the Lord. One should be eager to uh, to please the Lord. So service, one should be eager to do so many different activities that will help others to become Krishna conscious. So service attitude, this mood mentality of wanting uh, wanting to render service, because that is our original nature. Uh, Original nature of the living entity is to engage in unalloyed devotional service. In our modern day context, even in our modern Krishna conscious context, we have seen how it's um, has not been at all easy to establish gurukulas. We've had so much of bad experience, um, and to find very responsible, dedicated teachers is like major challenge, unless one has very uh, very qualified teachers, qualified both spiritually and materially, then Gurukul will not happen properly. Mm. So I'll read this again, and let's see if we can comment on this. Mm. So Narada Muni is telling, I was very much attached to those sages. Yeah. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. So by rendering such type of service, the result is that we become purified. All of our sins become eradicated. In my heart, I had a strong faith in them, developing strong faith. That is the beginning. Ado Sraddha. I have subjugated my senses, controlling the senses. One cannot advance in spiritual life unless the senses are controlled. And I was strictly following them with body and mind. Any thoughts on this?
You know, in the history of ISKCON, there were some Gurukul, which in one point someone established, someone have ideas, and someone started to work that Gurukul, means teaching and other administrative things, and money should be there, collecting students, keeping the contact with the. So this is a special area of activity of ISKCON.
Yes.
So we know that temples have some strict rules how to establish a temple, how to accept how to organize temple, but what uh, is there any special part of the GBC who deals in fishing or gurukuls or specific supervise they give or not, or they give just a permission to a area to someone. For example, I want to open a gurukul. I'm teacher, so I say, okay, I collect money. I have some friends. I have some government. So can I do that in ISKCONs?
Right, right, right. Um, so the question being that we have various guidelines within our society, ISKCON society, for opening temples and doing different projects, doing different preaching. Whether we have uh, guidelines for establishing gurukulas, yeah. We have a Ministry of Education, and it is known and accepted that Gurukula is a very important aspect of uh, Vedic culture, a very important aspect of Srila Prabhupada's as well. He spoke about Gurukul, gave specific instructions uh, for various reasons, due to uh, very unfortunate bad experience in establishing or running Gurukulas, even from the very beginning. The first Gurukul was in Dallas, in America. Then the whole thing was changed or moved to Vrindavan. And of course, here in Mayapur also. But generally, um, a Gurukul needs to be sanctioned by, because normally Gurukulas are established under a temple or in connection with the temple. Now, in the last few years, especially, this topic has been um, discussed um, more deeply. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, there was a committee here in India um, uh, that was established to discuss about, in relation to the very question you're asking, should Gurukul, should such educational institution be completely under the society of ISKCON, or can individuals on their own um, establish Gurukulas? And as far as I know, this still remains a question. It has not yet been established. Um, Now, in one sense, for example, if somebody is a grihastha, uh, yeah, a Brahmana grihastha, because to teach one should be Brahmana. Yeah. So we have Brahmanas who are grihasthas, we have Brahmanas who are brahmacharis, and of course, to become sannyasi, one should be Brahmana also. So this is a very important question, a very interesting question also, in that um, it's very much related with the whole concept and ideology of Varnashrama Dharma. So traditionally, most Gurukulas were under the care of Grihasthas. Within our ISKCON society, our experience mostly has been under the care of either sannyasis or brahmacharis. So at the same time, it doesn't mean uh, the point I'm making is that traditionally, because there were thousands, hundreds and thousands of gurukulas, uh, it's estimated that there were uh, 700, as many villages as there were in India. Practically every village had gurukula. Yeah, right. So, and most of these gurukulas were, when we read the description in the seventh canto of the Bhagavatam, when Narada Muni is speaking on the subject matter of Varnasrama, he describes the Gurukul and mentions how he speaks in the context of like grihastas who are teaching. So I would say like this, because a grihasta devotee, grihasta brahmana, brahmanas by nature are meant to be more independent. They are meant to be independent thinkers and express, from shastric point of view, point out when something is not correct. Yeah, and so like householders, being by nature, any householder, by nature more independent, they can do things that brahmacharis maybe cannot do so easily. For example, they can buy land for some project. Um, but within our ISKCON society, this aspect of, let's say, starting a project by grihastas and buying land and wanting to have the ISKCON connection is still uh, vague or ambiguous. Um, Same thing also in terms of starting Gurukul, which is the question you're asking. Um, can uh, can a grihasta couple, for example, who are living in some village, um, start their own Gurukul, which is not under ISKCON? That's the question. Well, yeah, as grihastas they can. Now the other question is, can a brahmachari start his own Gurukul, which is not under ISKCON?
I don't, because brahmachari have no business.
Uh,
And Gurukul is a business, a Brahminical business, Brahminical career, Varna. It's
yes,
not.
yes.
Brahmacharis have no Varna
Uh,
until they stay brahmachari.
no, brahmachari. Brahmacharis uh, have varna.
Oh,
Brahmana.
they are maintained.
No. They have brahmana varna. No. Not all brahmacharis have brahmana varna. Brahmacharis are meant to be trained to either become a brahmana or a kshatriya.
But not yet. So I am a student for the doctors.
Yes.
I'm learning how to heal, operate, but I'm still not allowed to do that.
Yes.
So it's not active.
Right.
He's
So
preparing for some Varna, but not yet.
yeah, but there are brahmacharis who finish their study as brahmacharis, and now they're qualified to either become
No,
a
because
brahmana.
if they remain brahmacharis, they are not independent. They are dependent on their brahmachari superior.
Uh, yes, but a brahmachari, for example, who has finished his training, then he becomes a teacher. He can become a teacher.
If he becomes a grihastha.
Uh, no, no, no. Who says?
I don't know. I had to think on it. I just feel that at the moment. I had to check my opinion also. That's so true.
uh, no, because uh, a brahmachari has the option to either remain brahmachari whole life,
Yeah,
or to enter grihastha life,
yeah,
or to become sannyasi.
yeah,
Those three choices.
yeah.
So, teaching is not only for grihasthas.
That teaching is not, but maintaining a Gurukul institute is a different type of teaching. That giving class when you are invited, that's different.
Uh, well, normally brahmacharis serve under sannyasis.
Yeah,
Brahmachari needs to serve under an institution
yeah,
or an individual
yeah,
person like sannyasis.
yeah,
So, we find these two types of gurukul actually. Um, Within our ISKCON society, we've not seen so much of Grihastha Gurukul. I mean, Gurukula headed by Grihastha, which was and is meant to be, I would say, more the standard, because we're just like one devotee uh, who is very much, uh, you know, strongly desiring to help reestablish our Vedic culture, which is, of course, many devotees have that um, desire. But in the context of Gurukul, he made an official promise, maybe last year sometime, that he wants to help reestablish 108,000 Gurukulas in
yeah,
India. Um, so when we will have many Gurukulas, then most of the Gurukulas will be in villages and will be taken up by, let's say, Grihastas, Brahmana Grihastas. Um, could also be Kshatriya. Kshatriya, um, there are Brahmana Gurukula, Kshatriya Gurukula. We need to establish actually Kshatriya Gurukulas also, and some devotees are.
to teach someone to become a kshatriya, or the teacher is a kshatriya type of person.
A Kshatriya will teach somebody to become a Kshatriya.
But that's a part of, like, when Drona was chosen, Bhishma was looking for a Brahmana teacher for the Gurukul for the princess, and their goal was to teach them become a kshatriya, but by a Brahmana.
Well, uh,
And again, it's maybe a specific situation, but
yeah. Well, we were reading actually a few days back how Kshatriyas can also be teaching.
it is allowed in a kshatriya varna to become teacher
Yes.
and maintain yourself by teaching. I don't think.
Um, no, no. A Kshatriya, uh, a Kshatriya out of the uh, mandatory activities, um, there are six activities for the Dvijas, right? Uh, Worshipping, studying, worshipping, and then mm,
Doing yoga and some.
yes. So in this one purport that we read recently, out of those six, Kshatriya can do, but he cannot accept uh, money. Yeah, Kshatriya
Or donation.
or donations, right? Brahmana can accept donations. Kshatriya should not accept donations, but he can teach. he can teach. So, mm, so sometimes, yeah, some brahmanas will take up the profession of kshatriya. So,
Coming down is okay.
yeah. um, so this is a very important subject matter, actually. Gurukulas should be established, I would say, by qualified individuals, and they can be established independently from societies such as ISKCON society, as long as they are in keeping with the basic principles of dharma, etc. And by nature, brahmachari cannot do that because he's serving under. And another question comes like, can a sannyasi independently establish a varnashram college in Gurukul?
I don't see. Honestly. Because how the sannyas dharma is coming together to maintain that place.
How the sannyas dharma is coming together to
To
maintain.
maintain a Gurukul like an institute.
Uh,
Establishing means to take responsibility to maintain it, not just to start it. I think strongly can provide circumstances, can inspire others to do it and have a supervisor position, but not the established activities. I think that's a little different.
uh, well, obviously, because uh, any kind of institution requires a number of people involved.
Yeah.
And this, like, for example, if we take this project is actually under an institution that is separate from ISKCON. And it's made up basically of grihastas, those who are um, the board of directors of the Varnashram College Foundation. They are, they're all, yeah, they're all grihastas. Um, and there are advisors who are directing or giving advice,
Yeah.
guidance for the project. Some are grihastha, one is sannyasi, one is brahmachari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One could be Vanapasta also.
yeah, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Jai Krishna Tattvaveta Sri Guru Hoy. I mean, whoever is, yes. So this is a very important area uh, which so far has not, I would say, sufficiently received the kind of attention, and therefore it's a little bit like nebulous or vague. Yeah. Any question today? Huh? Okay. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki. Gaura Premanandi.
Hari Hari Bol.